Posted yesterday at 12:11 a.m. On February 11, 2023 at 8:45 p.m., Gao said. The dominant political doctrine we have lived under since FDR is egalitarian liberalism, not Marxism, and the political economy has been a mixed economy. Stephen. I see this in a much different manner. I agree that Marxism is not the right description, but I don't see egalitarian liberalism either. If fascism is defined as an authoritarian central government with insider-crony private government companies doing the lion's share of the business, I see the USA since FDR headed straight in that direction. I agree that social mores have become more liberal, but in the recent incarnation, that doctrine is becoming just as authoritarian as the doctrines originally eschewed by the liberals. I cannot call accusation as the only requirement for proof of crime, censorship, mutilation of children, destructive mobs, physical and virtual, being ginned up on a dime and things like that liberal or conservative. And egalitarian is the last word I would use. Whenever I come across dichotomies, I often look for the third option, or fourth, and so on. In the current case, meaning what is the prevailing political doctrine, not just of Trump, but of Biden or Clinton or Bush or Obama, etc., I have come across a researcher, several, actually, who provides one hell of a third alternative that is more effective in physical results than everything else combined: gangsters. The researcher is a young lady named Whitney Webb. She recently wrote an enormously footnoted 2-volume tome called One Nation Under Blackmail. The link, referral, is to Volume 1. There are many videos of Whitney being interviewed by people on all sides of all divides, and they all sing her praises. Look her up and you will see. When I first started becoming familiar with her thesis, I thought it was too simplistic. But she comes with an enormous barrage of original documents, laws, and so on. And she shows you where you can look, too. Tons of stuff. And she has a habit I love. If she doesn't know something, she says so. If she is speculating, she says so. If she is presenting facts you can verify, she says so. Starting in the early years of last century, she said the modern deep state, including endless wars for profit, assassinations, regime change wars, even parts of the massive government bureaucracy, began in earnest when the government got in bed with Lucky Luciano and Meyer Lansky, essentially Murder, Inc. That was the name of an actual organization, to deal with dock workers. Basically, the government hired the mob because it could not do certain things under the Constitution. The bribery and blackmail and thuggishness and torture and embezzlement of funds, in different forms, all ongoing practices of gangsters appealed to certain types in the government and pretty soon agencies like the FBI and CIA, and their progenitors and cousins were doing this covertly in the name of the USA, not just within the country, but all over the world. Hell, even J. Edgar Hoover would not admit the mob existed because they got to him, too. Rather than go on about this, here are 3 recent interviews from different political orientations, going into millions of views, so you can see for yourself.